Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Have the Race Gone for the IGTL 6 hours of Spa. It's the qualifying session here. It's Saturday night. My name is DirtenDK, and it's my absolute pleasure to take you through the action here tonight. Yet again, it's been a while since we've been having IGTL action here on the channel, and can I just say I am really excited about this one. It's going to be a grand one. It's going to be the longest IGTL event to date, which bodes well. We've got 2 to 4 driver teams coming up, and look at this. We have a track presentation, of course, courtesy of our brilliant colleague Avoop on the French stream part. So Spa-Francorchamps, as mentioned, we have a qualifying session split into 2 with 2 drivers qualifying. A legendary circuit of 7 kilometers all in all, and a very long back straight called the Camel. We're gonna see some changing conditions. Also, I don't think that's really a surprise, considering where we are in the world. So the teams will have to stay really awake for that. And with that said, let's go to live pictures for the last bit of practice before they go qualifying here in just about 10 minutes time. And a very good evening, a very warm welcome to everyone tuning in here early days for the qualifying session. It's lovely to see such a gang of people tuning in, and we do appreciate it. Normally I'd go through the names and welcome everyone personally, but well, I'll have an attempt here. Gipso, Maverick, nice to see you. Tito's Kansta, nice. Meso Racing, Maverick. The doctor is here. Le Docteur. Lobo, nice of you to check in. And the Traels one, Vanquish Esports. Great, best of luck to you, mate. Giandodea, welcome. GTR of the CRN gang. What a pleasure to have you all along, indeed. All the way up to the top. Anyway, as mentioned before, I am absolutely buzzing with excitement about this one. We're watching the TSR NSX, and let's just go over what exactly the car we're using today. It is the NSX Group 4 machine that the drivers will be going out in. And Sports Soft is the permitted tire compound for the dry sessions. For the wet sessions, intermediate wets, or the racing intermediates, as it's called. The car sound is a bit loud, but I'll do my best to nudge it down a little bit. I hope it's better now. I can also move a little closer to the mic. So let's go through the field, indeed, and don't worry, the graphical wonders here. There is hardly any limit here. Team Phoenix Esports, represented by well, it's Darkrai here in the first qualifying session, and look at the graphics here again. Avoop, that's absolutely amazing work, I have to say. And Grosso is along us as well. We have TX3, of course, a regular at these IGTL events, always there in some form or the other. Here in Q1, represented by Aura, a driver we know very well indeed on the channel. He's been taking part in many of the Audi TT Cup Showdown Series races, so a driver whose skill level we're also very much familiar with. We have a, could I say, Gran Turismo celebrity racing for the AS Racing team and getting a punt here. It's Williams Giorgio Mangano. Kipso, indeed. What's up, Wizard? Nice to have you along. And the Iris boys are here as well, of course, with the thunderstorm behind the wheel of the ERT NSX here for the first session. Let's get their graphic up there. It says they're called Benelux Pride. But the Twitter, the ad is right at Esports ERT. This is the Iris Esports boys. Of course, we have TSR, our good friends from TSR as well. Will be represented by Ryan and Wake, the two drivers for them here in a special livery promoting road safety in Belgium. With the warmste week. And the perfect chance for me to flaunt my my Dutch, even though I'm not Dutch. I'm brushing my shoulders with that one. We've got Vanquish Esports here as well with Will qualifying here for the first session. We have the Puerto Rico iRacing Club. Sounds hefty indeed. With Autista for the first session. Indeed, Wizard. I have the race gone. Dog getting involved as well in the background. And then we have a very interesting team as well. Jim meets Musto Racing Team. The JIM Musto Racing Team with the Musto Thunder. And the B Racer indeed. Best racer. Look at that very pretty livery as well. Williams Esports carrying number 1. But Unfazed as well joining in with a kind of a incognito livery, we could say. And of course, the Mentalist boys, Team Mentalism, are here as well. And that's Lanzo qualifying for the first session. Hello, Morten. Is my voice low? Oh my god. That's something I've rarely heard before, Alex. I'll do my best to see if I can just fine-tune the audio a little bit here without getting it boost your voice a bit. Boost your voice a bit. That's just strange because usually I'm really super loud over all this stuff. Should be better now. So with everything set up, everything working, of course we do have our regular graphics from my keyboard well. So it's just Kenny, the master host, and what is it called when you're the race director? One of the best there is out there. Indeed. And I hope it's better now. It should be getting into the red zone at least, so I would expect it to be loud enough. I'm just trying not to scream my neighbors out the house. It's something I've been known to do before, and I've had banging on walls and ceilings and whatever that was at different times while I was streaming. Probably have taken it in that I should try and quieten down a little bit. Thanks, Alex. As I mentioned before, they are all courtesy of Avoop over on the Twitch side of things. The French side of things, it is twitch.com/Avoop, I think, if you're into that French stuff. But Kenny certainly is the best safety car driver you could possibly imagine, and Ray Stewart as well. Also, he's known to have a very, very good internet connection, like me, now that my potato internet is a thing of the past. And the fact that he lives about 30 kilometers up north geographically from where I am also helps a bit with the connection, so that's something that's also very, very nice. Now let's go over the practice times here, because it's going to be interesting to see what type of times, what kind of times have been posted here on the Sportsoft tires in the dry. We see dark dry there for the PX7 boys. 2 minutes 32.1, that's the fastest lap so far, with Aura for the TX3 team just under half a second down on that. Then TSR Ryan, the pad driver, well, he's there in third with the Barmstavik. And then the Benelux boys, the youngest on the Benelux, on the iRacing team. Stop, I'm sorry. They are there as well, of course. Fourth, and then it gets close. I hadn't even mentioned upon the VLX lads virtual live experience are of course here as well, and that's Felix qualifying in the first session. We'll have to see who gets in the car for Q2. Let's say I'm not really aware actually yet. And as Kenny just mentioned, the session is going to be using, well, both qualifying sessions are going to be using the official qualifying system, so we can actually keep track of the times that are being set in the box, which is really, really nice. And there's going to be a one-lap practice race in between to keep the two sessions separated. I'm sorry, man. You should tell your teammate to stop advertising Belgian road safety then. So we should be about 3 minutes from the start of the first qualifying session, and excited. Let's bring you this one. And I think with this level of technical, you know, like with all this new stuff that's been added to the stream, I need Traels here in the studio. I need 4 hands. I can feel it already. Traels, where are you, my man? I need you. But anyway, will do my best to not let it hinder your experience of watching the IGTL on HTRG. Cook everything down to 4-letter cut downs. After Dirten died? What? Silence? Well, I hope not. I certainly hope not. Let's look into that. Let's do it sooner rather than later, I guess. After Dirten died. What? Silent? I don't hear no silence when I'm checking the stream myself. You bullies! God damn it! I'm believing my mic is dead. Even though I can see I have the input. Oh, I should know better to trust such a band of rascals like yourselves in chat. But here, before we get the actual qualifying session, let me just say a very, very warm welcome to everyone that's tuned in here with 10 seconds to go. A good evening, and thanks so much for tuning in to the IGTL here on Half the Race Gone, as we get the first qualifier underway. Yeah, Kipso, you know, and I don't need no good luck. Good luck? What's that all about? I don't know what that's all about. So 10 minutes of Q1 is indeed underway. Q2 weather officially has been released. It seems it's gonna be... We're already gonna see rain here in qualifying, so the Belgian weather conditions playing its part here from early days. As we, I guess, kind of were expecting them to. This is gonna be an interesting one. Mind you, the grid order is going to be set from the combined times of the two qualifying sessions. And it doesn't have to be two different drivers. Could be the same driver, could be two different. Thunderstorm, first out of the boxes. Let's go on board with the Erie's driver. Maybe we'll hear a bit of thunder roaring as the rain falls down. It'll be the Simracing equivalent of a cycling spring classic. We'll have sun, we'll have rain, then more sun, then more rain. And for tomorrow's race, by the way, remember it's 4 stints of 1.5 hours each, and that will combined give the race distance, the race length of 6 hours. And as I mentioned earlier, teams are varying from 2 to 4 drivers. As Thunderstorm almost gets it. Here into the bus stop, gets it very, very close to the edge. I was about to say on the exit of Puhorn, that's gonna knock Puhorn. For a Nick Tim moment there. A short second. So first drivers are off through the source for their first flying laps. 2 Brits leading them off, and then Thunder 98 and Giorgio Mangano making sure to get a good tow here already on the first lap, and that's the kind of stuff that could really matter for this qualifying session, to give you that extra bit, just those extra tenths. Here's Lamso from the Mentalist boys, Team Mentalism. And unfazed, of course, racing for a returning automotive mayhem. We should probably get, but he's not on. Well, I suppose no one's perfect ever. Hey, Belen. Well, thanks. I'm an avid cycling fan. I've been watching many hours of Michel Varge and Yoshi Takauer in springtime, sitting glued to my television screen for those best weeks of the year. So, picked up a thing or two. Let's see how they compare when they get across the line. Here's Thunderstorm. Oh, the way down to the bus stop. It's at 2:32.7. Only just hit by TSR Ryan on the first lap by a tenth of a second, but in they come. Oh, that's Williams Gio for AS with a 2:31.9, dipping into the 2:31s for the first time, at least that we've seen so far. Impressive stuff indeed as they go on the second lap of running now. 4 minutes remaining in Q1. Sub round robins. Chasse also pretty much up there in fifth with a 2:32.6, I'm sorry. And is that Phoenix? Phoenix Esports in third so far. From Dark Rye, that's certainly not bad. It's all very close. Taking the two Italian top runners just with a bit of leeway of about half a second down to the rest of the grid. Here early days. Let's see. Thunderstorm will be next to cross the line. Oh, this is Autista though. Clumsy fingers. Autista, who's all the way up in Puhan. Here is Thunderstorm indeed. On his way up to Blanchemont. Sports tires, I'd imagine it to be very tricky to get that exact corner right, because it very much isn't flat. Bus stop time crawling through it. Fair dinkum, welcome to you as well. Cross the line 2/10 slower than the first lap. Now let's see the rest of the boys further on. So no improvement for Thunder 98. The Automotive Mayhem improves, goes into the 32s, 7th fastest at the moment. Their VLX just around the 2:33 mark for Felix. And Thunder 98 has left. Well, I guess his time could be registered still. And Ethan, the Dean. It's a pleasure to have you along. Traels. HTRG logo as well. It was further down before, wasn't it? It's just me. I don't know. Let's get our heads back to attention here on board with current qualifying leader, Williams Gio, after the dropout of Musto Thunder 98, is the final lap of the session. So this is going to be the one to count for Q1. Into the bus stop for Williams Gio. There are 2 cars in front of him. That's Thunderstorm. The other one, actually not quite sure. Doesn't seem like it's going to be an improvement from any of them. Neither for Williams Gio. And that's the VLX car in front of here with Felix also going wide in the bus stop. That's going to cost that lap, I'm sure. Oh, and Darkrai very close to improving. And that could have been an important one indeed, because TX3 Aura has crept into what is the top 3, I think, here for the first session. So here we have it, the 1 lap practice race that it's all been building up for. I wonder, are they actually gonna race full on around here? If it is, well, might make it interesting here. Well, they are, of course they are. It's green, green, green. Aura with a very good start indeed. Let's get those ugly graphics out the way though. Gio seems to defend through the swords. A little tap to the side of the other car. Because I seem to be stuck. I'm camera stuck. Oh, there it is. Something happened. Well, that's better. They're really going at it seems. This is into the comb at the end of the camel straight. Aura, Gio, still side by side. 2 wide. Gio hanging on to it. Taking the lead. It's just 1 lap, so they need to be aggressive. If it's to be a show of force here, now into Brussels. So Shush is running 5th for Netso Racing. I see it does collide with the lap time once that extra little thing folds down. Just gonna put it up here. That. I'm gonna put it there. Mind you, of course, this is just a small race to get the session done so we can note the lap times from Q1. And we'll duly get Q2 underway once this session is done. And had a driver swap, at least for some of the teams, running Thunderstorm. Oh, coming out of nowhere. Must have gotten a brilliant run on Shush it down from Stavelo. Now VLX Felix is there as well, goes way wide in Blanchemont. And let's see. Up ahead is Williams Gio, gonna hang on to it for AS Racing. Were indeed. Of course, as always with GT Sport, you're not allowed to see the results. But that's how it is. Williams Gio fastest in Q1. Let's see. So that's Q1 done. And let's see how long it will be before we get Q3 underway. Oh, Q3. Q3? Q3 out of 2 sessions. Doing well here, as you can hear. Oh, that hops around when I type in some other window. Oh, that's nice to know. I'll need to use the buttons then. Otherwise, that gets very confusing all of a sudden. If there's a good reason I'm sitting doing all this typing, it's for a good purpose, I promise you. I'll be right back. So we're gonna hop to another lobby. And the other lobby is going right up. And that was why I actually wanted to put the waiting screen up. See, now the multitasking element comes into it. We'll just get everything fixed here. See, we've got Q2 coming up. That's in here somewhere. Yeah, fair dinkum, you don't say. I'll make another attempt to actually get to type in those lap times. So in third, it's TX3. Oh well, Oh, well, I feel like that's gonna have to be later. We have Q2 live here, Aura. We have Stefson now behind the wheel for Phoenix Esports. Vanquish, I'm not dead. Still alive. Indeed, Ferdinger could very well have been a while figuring that out. It was too much for my lonely soul at the moment. Ryan also in Q2 here for TSR. We have Shazit as well for Netto Racing. I'm trying to cope with this half-dead keyboard indeed and Grasso. It is just so slow typing. I swear. Seems like everyone is ready for Q2. Hello, Mr. MCA. Nice to have you along. Welcome to. That goes to Ignite as well. Of course, Cooper. Should have said it earlier, but welcome, mate. Good to have you. Infinite is here. Out on the intermediates. It's going to be interesting to see just how they work for the drivers under these conditions. Oh, Ryan, what are you doing? That's going to be a ballet dance. Indeed. Oh, Dr. Hash. He's also trying to type in a half-dead keyboard. Come here and help me, he could. That's interesting to look at, isn't it? Fence cam, it's back after months of disappearance. Fence cam is here yet again. Haven't you missed it? Haven't you? Haven't you? I hope you've missed it. The good old fence cam from when the cameras are acting up a little bit. Still trying to get these things typed in. It's such a task, multitasking, typing and talking at the same time. typing, watching the stream, talking, then changing camera angles. Then let's watch another car, then let's bring up some graphics, then type some more, then talk some more. Oh, someone's typing something. There's something in chat happening as well. If you think we're not busy when streaming, think again. We are. Spellin comes into Le Comp, so we'd expect Mr. Bellins here to know his way around here at Francorchamps. Here is with Thunderstorm behind the wheel of the first session. They put in a 2:32.7. One last edition. I've finally gotten around to taking care of this. But ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you the Q1 results. Probably wrong with the drivers though. Yes, it is. Well, we can't win every time. But the teams are right at least, and the times are right, most importantly. So we're getting ready for Q2. Borrow my typewriter, my old school typewriter indeed. Actually, that's what good keyboards sound like more or less these days. I find that pretty interesting indeed. Balance across the line. Balance. Well, that is his name, of course, but yeah. And of course, one thing that's important to notice as well is that it's positions 6 to 12 that's being settled in this session. Of course, the top 5 goes through to Super Pole, and that'll happen right before the race tomorrow. Now I think I actually got the drivers right for Q1, and I'm just gonna try again. So our provisional top 5 won't really be able to see the top of it. Williams Geo, Thunder 98, Aura for TX3. For Phoenix Esports it's Darkrai, and then for Netto Racing it's Shase, who's looking to go through into Super Pole tomorrow at the current time. But let's see what happens here with Q2 when we get it underway shortly. It's just about 1 minute away now, so it's all getting close to happening here. Devson has put in a very good time on the intermediates here in the wet conditions, of course. Very different from what we saw in Q1. So we could be seeing some wildly different outcomes as well. And then it's very, very close as well here in practice, at least between Bellin, #RealBurp, the Vanquish Esports car of Will, who's here in the second qualifying session, which is getting underway now. So Q2 has begun, 10 more minutes this time in the wet. Let's see how the drivers cope with it. It's a rush rush to get on track here, to get around as quickly as possible, to see if you can make as many laps as possible. We have a couple of mating mating cars there for a second. Session. There's already Slipstream being sold in chat. I like that, the black market of Slipstream, where qualifying sessions are bought and sold. Half the race gone. The HTR black market. Slipstreams, 2 for 5, 2 for 5, 2 for 5, 5 for 10. Slipstreams. Buy some Slipstreams. We won't defend into the comp. So we're about to get the first hot laps underway. Let's bring up the timing as well. Musto Thunder 98 first across the lines for the Williams car. We've got Aura close behind, but not close enough to get the toe really. And I think first one to really get some slipstream down here could be unfazed for the Automotive Mayhem as they come through La Source. There's the rest of the field. That's Stefson, Ryan, Gio in the Marlboro livery, Lamso, Felix, and all of them. We're on board with the Thunder 98. 2 for 5. I thought it was like $5. 5,000. That'll make me rich. That'll make me rich pretty quickly indeed. What's up, Alan? As well. Welcome. So we got the first hot laps of Q2 coming in right now. Consisting of a multitude of nationalities. Very international by now, the IGTL, of course, European roots, so a lot of European contestants, but we are seeing more and more drivers joining and teams joining in from the rest of the world. With the weight-in of American team, of course the Phoenix esports teams are at a very high level as well. I'm loving it. I'm just loving it. It makes it all the more exciting. It's great to see and to have this community of drivers from around the world coming together to race. under different circumstances than what they get to race under, let's say, at the official events. That might be more interesting to some. Let's see what the times look like here on the wet conditions. Here comes Thunder 98, that's a 2:42.8. Aura goes half a second faster than that. And Bellin tops it as well. Let's see the Automotive Mayhem. They are fourth fastest with a 44.2 for the time being there. Williams Geo, though, fastest yet again overall. Goes into the 2:41s with a 2:41.9. And the times are flying in for the time being. For the time, and time again. More time. And time. And time. Brilliant lap from Williams Geo, the AS Racing team. Times are timing in. As the entire field very close together for this session, coming down through Brussels. Of course, everyone looking to pick up some of that expensive slipstream. 2 for 10. No, 2 for 5. 5 for 10. That was more like it. Last year in well, this is not a Williams car, it's the AS Racing team, the number 8 Marlboro livery. The turns are tabled. Made me think of that old Dave Chappelle sketch, Cooper. The turntables. Oh, reminds me of a golden time when I used to do the turntables when I was like 18, 19. Lorenzi, that's a good one though. Oh, you're getting me all out of composure here, lads. A good old Dirtenism. It's not the first we've had, and I will bet you it's not the last as well. Let's see here, the drivers are going to cross the line for the second lap. Bellin goes second fastest for the Iris Racing team, 2:42.3. And Devson duly beats that quickly though, with a 42 dead. Quite a bit of drivers now in the 42s. And this will be the final lap of qualifying here, so it's all counting on this final one. Hey Alan, we are deeply professional on this channel. Especially me, I'm known to be the most professional of a very professional squad of professionalists who aim and strive to be professional in every aspect of their profession, and who also fail miserably at being professional at every occasion. There you have it. The world's best, worst commentators. Yes. Rest in peace for Ryan. What's happened for Ryan? Well, right now he's stuck behind the Volex Esports cars. No, this is not Volex Esports. That's the virtual life experience. That's some time ago by now. Oh, that's still just stuck. I can imagine that the wet conditions aren't really that fun if you're on a pad. I think you need some kind of information from the road surface telling you what's going on underneath. The car seems to be plowing away with understeer, though he's very close to the VLX car in front. Seems to be very hard though for him to pass. Oh, the time being. The time has run out, so it should be the final lap of qualifying that we're on to now. In fact, that's it. I'd be surprised if it isn't. He's too young for that wet stuff. So let's see as we have the first bits of cars coming across the line. Thunder 98 improves massively, goes third fastest in the session. Bellin improves as well, I think, with a 4:22.2. But it's not enough to tip off Thunder. And Thunder, indeed, well, that's not enough to put off any of the top two drivers here. As we get the entirety of the field around, we'll get that calculation machine going. Let's see the times there. Oh, Vanquish Esports with a 42.3. It's enough to put him fifth fastest. The qualifier has now ended. And now we have another one lap show race. This one could be much more dramatic. At least, by the way, look at the rankings of these drivers here. You got B-ranked driver in there, but certainly not a slow one. But otherwise, it's pure S-ranked gentlemen for you on the start grid here today. Let's hop on from the back of affairs here. We're on board with the Lamso in the Mentalism cars. Oh, what happened there? That looked like a serious amount of net coding going on. Oh, the first F should be out. So Ryan quit the session, and someone, that was of course the Team Mentalism car, had nowhere to go. And with all that, Thunder 98 has taken the lead up through turn 1, up through La Source. And it's all been orderly, as we see on the replay here, up through Eau Rouge. Oh, that's actually waiting for it. Bring it at me. Lorenzi is already getting dank here as well. HTRG after dark, indeed here. Close battle for seconds between, for seconds. There's not even seconds between. This is hundreds, thousands, even of a second. Tenths, to be fair, but it's close between Williams Geo and Devson and the Phoenix Esports car. Oh, sails wide on the exit of Pouhon. Now into Le Forge, the second of two kind of similar turn combinations. And then it's down the hill to Stavelo. Oh, and someone's taking a tumble there. Who was that? The TX3 car, I think. Let's see. Aura gets a slide on. Gets squabbly. Oh, and a massive spinner indeed. Gets sent into the wall. That's a big one. That is a big one. Now we got space all of a sudden, so we got all the random joiners. Kenny's gonna be a busy man, and Mustang Thunder 98 wins the post qualifying practice race. You say that? Guess you can. Oh, that's a good one as well. So that's the qualifying sessions done with for today, and we'll get working on putting in the results into the calculator. And from there on, we will have a result to show you for this qualifying session. And as for who's going through to Super Bowl tomorrow, before the race, of course, mind you, top 5 going through to the Super Bowl tomorrow, and the rest will be settled here and now when the scores are, well, settled. And what came Thunder Pride? Oh. That's good stuff, lads. So the top 5 as follows: AS Racing Team, the JIM Musto Racing Team, Phoenix Esports, the Automotive Mayhem, and Benelux Pride as well, ERT Esports. And we're gonna do a little picture, a little. I'll take it how I will. Yes, indeed. Well, Lorenzi, I'm still waiting for the finished times to be posted in our Discord so I can put them in, so I can get them shown on screen for you. Which would be, of course, nice, to say the least. But I think they're actually here. And they are. So it's time for me to get typing once again. So a short moment, and I will have the times right there with you, or with. I'll have the times. I'm sorry. Real burp. I'll have the times right there. As mentioned earlier, we are deeply professional here on Have the Race Gone, and we do aim for absolute professionalism. We do aim to be serious, like you don't imagine how serious we aim to be with this stuff. You don't imagine. Not to make any mistakes here. Oh, and we have that race. Well, we might as well show you a bit of racing in between here. The photo session. Thanks, Alex. But I'm typing it in myself to get it on screen here. But I'm just a slow ass typer. Hey, all the times I typed in, you just about managed to get on my ass there, Lorenzi. But I made it. So let's see. Here is Q2 results. Well, that looks wrong. Where did I screw up something here? Oh. In the format of the times. No, it's good enough. It's good. It's good. It's right. There's something here that doesn't really make sense. All of the times are completely screwed here, and I can't really say that I understand why. Really? And that means if I try to show the final times, except for TX3, that somehow it shows them to be 4 hours, 42 minutes, 33 seconds, and what? That's a good question, guys. Oh, here it is, the fault. I see what's at fault. I might have fixed the problem. I hope I've fixed the problem. Let's try again. Q2 results. Ah, there they are. What's up, Alex? To be fair, this is very new to me, and I'll try my best to make a lot of excuses to defend my absolute plebing around here. But here it is, the top 5 for Superpole tomorrow. AS Racing Team, the JIM Musto Racing Team, Team Phoenix Esports, the virtual drivers by TX3, and Benelux Pride, better known as the ERT Esports team. And with that, I'll say thank you so much for tuning in and bearing over with me for this session. We'll be back tomorrow in a much more professional style, I promise you, for the race, and that will be 2:30, or that will be Superpole starting at 2:30 GMT or UTC. That's 3:30 Central European Time. Of course, the stream will be going up about half an hour before that. So if you like what we do here on Have the Race Gone, feel free to give us a like. If you don't like what we do here on Have the Race Gone, feel free to give us a dislike. And if you haven't already, and if you want to see more, do feel free also to subscribe to the channel. And I tell you, don't miss out on the racing action tomorrow. It is gonna be great fun. If anything else, just to come to hear me mess up. So from me, DirtenDK, it's been an absolute pleasure having you all along for this double qualifying session here from the IGTL 6 hours of Spa. And I think on behalf of me and the organizing squad, thanks for coming by. We'll see you tomorrow. And until then, take care, have fun, bye bye.